King Arthur's Camelot has often been described as little more than a fairy tale, but a Canadian woman says it was true. In fact, laurelphelan says it was a pretty steamy period in British history. Phelan says she knows firsthand because in a past life, she was King Arthur's love interest, Lady Guinevere. Phelan says she used regression therapy to recall all the juicy details. And CTV's Helena St. James reports it's all part of an upcoming movie.
Canadian Laurel Phelan is here to set the record straight on one of the great English legends and love stories. She said she had no choice.
And then when I was 27, the dream started again, the nightmare started again. More blood, myself on horseback, violence, battle scenes. I regressed myself and I found myself in the body of what was Guinevere, her Celtic name. And people around me, I was calling Arthur and Merlin, and I thought, no, this can't be right.
She taped her regressions and became convinced that in a past life she was Guinevere, the wife of the legendary Arthur, king of the mythical kingdom of Camelot. She turned her experience into a screenplay, Guinevere, Truth of a Legend.
Arthur and Guinevere were much more passionate and powerful, and they had a lot of problems. And that makes them much more interesting people we can relate to now. For one thing, he wouldn't be wearing the crown because he wasn't a king, he was a duke.
History and the movies have always portrayed Guinevere as a romantically beautiful but weak woman, always second to Arthur. Phelan says Guinevere was powerful and manipulative, and her affair with the knight Lancelot was not, as this 15th century illustration shows, a great romantic passion.
Lancelot was one of the brief affairs she had when Arthur didn't allow her to go into battle, which is what she was taught to do. She wanted to lead her people. She would get mad at him, and she would sleep with one of his friends.
Phelan and the film producers are looking for the right actors for the film.
There's so much power in him when he looks at you. I mean, he looks at you, and it's really sexual.
They claim the role of Guinevere will make another famous movie heroine pale by comparison.
This part of Guinevere makes Vivian Lee in Gone with the Wind look like the Tooth Fairy. I mean, this woman is nasty, you know. It's not your prissy Miss Queen by the side of Arthur.
Phelan says the whole experience was a healing process for her to exorcise the spirit of Guinevere, and she doesn't care what people think.
Regardless of me claiming to be Guinevere, it doesn't matter.